And the Ekurhuleni Council will reconvene its sitting to debate that motion of no confidence against Mayor Sivuyile Ngodwana today. The previous sitting collapsed last month after violence broke out in the chamber, forcing the speaker to flee. Newzroom Africa's Nqobile Madlala is keeping an eye on this one. Nqobile, given the violent chaos between the ANC and EFF over this issue, what are the expectations for the work of council to go ahead today?
Well, Iman, we are going to find out if that marriage between ANC and EFF will continue, or today it will be the day that they will divorce each other. Of course, we understand that the debate of motion of no confidence against the mayor will go ahead, and we understand that council will be starting with that immediately. And of course, there are more details on the ground that we'll share with you as we invite guests to speak to us.
All right, so it is a big one, and we've seen the issues inside council connect to the issues outside council in terms of a lack of service delivery leading to poor service delivery. We, of course, also saw what happened with the Moody's ratings agency insofar as the financial stability of the province. So they are fighting a battle on many different fronts there in Ekurhuleni.
Well, yes, Iman. In fact, the service delivery has been a major issue in this area. If you speak to people on the ground, they tell you that there's waste management, which is a major issue. There's water issues. There's large issues in several areas as well. So these are some of the issues that they are expecting to deliberate on. And this is why they're saying that they don't have a vote of confidence towards the mayor, because they feel that these are some of the issues that were supposed to be looked at. And Iman, if you would allow me, I want to bring in my guest to speak to me from the city itself to tell us about these issues. And I mean, Action SA has been very clear about the fact that they feel that this administration has not worked.
Good morning, Nqobile. As you may know, I only speak on issues related to the administration and service delivery. But on that end, I think we are satisfied that we are delivering services as well as we can. We recently passed the adjustment budget in the last council meeting, which will allow us to enhance some of the services to our residents.
It's a major issue. Waste collection has been one of the issues that's been highlighted. Water has been one of the issues that's been highlighted. Some areas haven't had electricity. Some areas have said that they've stayed in the pitch dark for quite some time, and there is no sense of the city coming in to assist. Even vegetation has been one of the things that have not been done correctly. As the city, why have you not been able to do this?
Look, I think it's incorrect to say that we haven't been able to assist. We communicate daily to our residents. On the matter of waste management, I think we must also contextualize issues. There was an issue in Tembisa. We've spoken about it multiple times, where the contractor had decided to pull out his services because of a contractual dispute. However, we did catch up, and we're still catching up. Our guys are working every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, dealing with illegal dumping and some of the backlogs. But again, we also talk to the residents and implore them to also help us with dealing with illegal dumping, because when people dump, they are creating a mess in their own environment. Just on energy issues, we know that there's a national crisis with regard to load shedding, and one of our major strains and constraints is that our infrastructure does get damaged with the constant cutting and resumption of power. And water issues, you know, you've been reporting on some of the issues with Rand Water, but we do accept responsibility for any backlogs, and we always communicate with our residents.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. As Pamela, of course, speaking to us in terms of the city. And I want to bring in the Action SA now to speak to us. Sianda, we have heard that already Action SA has tabled that motion of no confidence against the mayor. But today, what can we expect?
What we can expect today is this puppet mayor being voted out. We have the numbers, we've done the groundwork, we have put the issues forward purely on service delivery, purely on inefficiencies, and purely on incompetence of the mayor's will to deliver services, and for his mayoral committee to do the same. We have also put a good argument of the fact that the city has still not submitted its Auditor General's financial statement. We are being invited today by the Speaker of Council to also deliberate on the AG's report. So Action SA has put a very good, solid argument for this mayor to be voted out, and we will see the mayor being voted out in council today.
And before I ask you who you are going to be partnering, I want to ask, because when we spoke to Solim Semang previously, he said you're not one to speak as Action SA, because already City of Tshwane is going through quite a lot because of Action SA. What do you say to that?
Well, the DA would know better of the history of the city of Tshwane, and it goes back to the illegal placing of the city of Tshwane under administration. It also goes back to the illegal tenders that the city would have entered with one of Saudi. And I mean that's before the courts. The DA should know better with what we're trying to do together with them in the city of Tshwane. But the situation in the city of Ekurhuleni is that what we're currently having here is an ANC-EFF coalition largely dominated and influenced by the EFF, having pull strings on this puppet mayor. I mean, the mayor comes from a very obscure minority party, the AIC, and the EFF has influence over this administration. And what we're seeing in Ekurhuleni is that we are going from years from an administration that would have had clean audits to an administration that is very questionable right now. Our liquidity and cash flows are in questionable levels. Our ability to provide service delivery to our residents is also in a low-time low. What we're seeing in the city of Ekurhuleni is dire. We're seeing a city that was able and efficiently to have clean audits and to make sure that service delivery is delivered. And what we have seen over the last couple of months with the ANC and the EFF is largely disastrous.
Let's talk about that. Today, who are you hoping to vote with against the mayor?
What we're hoping to see is that majority of parties in council will vote out this executive mayor. We had petitioned the speaker to call to reconvene today's council meeting, and we were able to muscle 193 councillors from 224 councillors. That is a good showing. That is a good support, an overwhelming support. This means that all parties in council, of those 193 councillors, are in support that this vote must go ahead, with the exception of the EFF. So we will see an overwhelming support from all parties, and Action SA is very confident going into this council meeting.
Speaker, did you get a chance to tell the Speaker how you felt about her leaving her post?
Yeah, definitely. A vote of no confidence has also been submitted by the Speaker, one that has been long coming in the past couple of months. Under the Speaker, we've seen 3 council meetings collapse, and largely because of the EFF. The difficult thing is that this Speaker is not impartial, the Speaker is not neutral, the Speaker takes instructions from her party leadership, the EFF, and because of that, the EFF is allowed to collapse council, which obviously renders the business of council redundant. And we welcome the vote of no confidence against the Speaker, and in the ordinary March council meeting, we will see the Speaker being voted out due to those reasons stated.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. Well, Iman, speaking to us there is Siyanda Makubo. He is, of course, the caucus leader for Action SA, but also we were with Pagamile Mbengasha, who is the spokesperson for the city of Ekurhuleni. What we are hearing here is that they will go forward with that vote of no confidence, and Action SA is saying that they're quite confident going into this. We've already seen EFF's Floyd Shivambu, who's also here. We're hearing that we might be seeing some of the leaders in the ANC, including the chairperson. But of course we haven't seen them, but we're hearing that they're on their way as well.
Yeah, Nqobile, and as always, what's the distance between the political spectacle and theatre and the actual delivery of services to the citizens and residents there of Ekurhuleni? We will keep our viewers connected to the story through your eyes. Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala there, just following developments in the council in Ekurhuleni over this vote of no confidence in the mayor.